Howdy, Immortalium here. Today I'm touching on a sensitive topic, is how I'll put it. It's a topic that, many people online seem to be afraid to discuss, simply because of how, I guess, it's so prevalent online. You can read the title, it's piracy I'm discussing. This brings to mind, just before I start this video in proper, I guess I should say, it reminds me of a discussion video that Gr Kada did himself. Gr Kada, if you haven't seen any of his videos, he's a great anime reviewer online, and you should definitely check him out. He does fantastic anime reviews. I wouldn't always agree with him, but he does fantastic reviews. But he said in his discussion that he was afraid he was going to lose subscribers over discussing piracy and his attitude to piracy. And I wouldn't say so much that, I'm afraid that people are going to unsubscribe from me. I trust my subscribers enough that I don't think they'll unsubscribe from me. But I definitely need to discuss this topic, particularly due to the fact it came up last Wednesday. If you're not aware of how I come up with these discussion videos, basically, if I'm upset by something, if I start thinking about something, and I need to get out of my system, I make these discussion videos. And it came up last Wednesday. Wednesdays during the college year is when I, attend the Anime Society meetings. And they are basically my only contact with, otakus in the flesh. Of course I have contact with, otakus online. But besides, the occasional here and there, oh, you like anime, I like anime, you like manga, I like manga, the majority, 95% of my, otaku, in real person experience is that Anime Society. And you can be, how that sensation where you can be aware of something, but it doesn't really hit home until something happens and something makes you think. And that happened last Wednesday. Basically, before we screen our anime, we had to spend an hour beforehand just discussing stuff, renting out stuff, etc, etc. And we screened Attack on Titan, and it was awesome. We saw the first 5 episodes, and it's so good. But this kind of threw me off. There was at least 12, maybe 13 participants in this, and besides me, only one other person actually buys otaku related stuff. Anime, manga, figurines, whatever. Only one other person besides me is contributing to the industry. And that shocked me. That horrified me. I mean, I knew that piracy was prevalent. I knew that it dominated. I knew that we weren't going to get half of the society buying stuff. But to realize that only one other person there was contributing at all, it just kind of shocked me. It just horrified me. And it just made me want to discuss, why is it so dominant? Why do so many people pirate and not contribute to the industry? Well, the first thing that, I think this, I haven't viewed Gr Kada's video for, God, it's been since it was first put up. But I think what he said in that video, or was it him? Might have been some other person, was anime fans for some reason feel like they have a right to view anime for free. Which, kind of boggles my mind, to be honest. I don't get that at all. People spend money, they spend labor, they spend time working on releasing a product. And it's not a case where they're releasing a free-to-watch product where, like this video say, I don't expect to get paid from this, but, they do. They expect you to buy their product. They expect you to contribute to their salaries, to their, you know, to being able to make their next product, to keep them in business. And I just don't get why people think they have that right. It just boggles my mind. The other thing that also, you know, that I know, like, is the most, you know, obvious excuse, I should say, for piracy is, I don't have the money. And that also got me thinking, like, it's about necessity. Like, it's okay. This might be hard for some people to think about, particularly, like, and it's, I guess it might be a little hypocritical, me saying this, because I spend so much time, effort, etc., into otakudom and everything. But the thing to realize about, you know, anime, manga, video games associated with it, everything else, is it's not necessary, per se. I mean, it's not like you have to watch this, you have to watch that. You know, it's not like the world's gonna blow up if you don't watch it. It's just, people are impatient, they don't like to wait, and they just end up pirating it. And of course, once they've pirated it, they have no interest in seeing it again, so they just move on to the next thing. And that really hurts the industry, that really hurts the fandom. I mean, okay, let me explain the way I view my anime. I order stuff for Amazon. I, you know, wait for, you know, the prices to drop to the level that I find suitable. That's the other thing. Even if, you know, an anime, you know, starts out expensive, that doesn't mean it'll be expensive permanently. Like, let me just give you this example. I've just done an order recently, my Christmas haul, I'll call it. I know it's a bit early for Christmas, I guess, but, you know, if I wait till actual Christmas time, you know, Amazon is just going to be flooded with orders, so I'm just ordering now, get out of the way. And I've been waiting for Black Lagoon for ages. I mean, ages. When was it released on Blu-ray over here? Was it 2012? Might have been June 2012. And I think it was summer of last year. And it was out for about £28, you know, for one season on Blu-ray. And I didn't find that acceptable. So I waited and I waited. And during my Christmas haul, you know, when I was ordering the stuff, I looked it up. I found that it dropped to £19. I was like, yeah, I'm willing to pay that for it. So I ordered it then. Now, if I was you know, impatient, I guess I could have watched it online, but I waited for it. I'll find it more satisfying when it arrives. I'll be like, oh yeah, I got a great price with that. You know, and of course, I know I'll love Black Lagoon because, you know, it's awesome action. I've seen the animation, etc., etc. And I'll love it in that case. So, I think that would be much more satisfying. But people don't seem to get that they can just wait for something to drop in price. They can just wait until something else gets released. They need to have seen the most recent stuff. They need to have seen that. And I'm thinking to myself, well, stuff is getting released over here all the time. And when I want to say over here, I'm specifically referring to the UK region. UK here, including Ireland and actually Malta. But, you know, this can also apply to America or Australia or anywhere where piracy occurs. And stuff is getting released all the time. And it's just because of the fact that, you know, something's airing over in Japan right now doesn't necessarily mean you have to watch it. You know, you could look at something that's been released over here, go, oh, you know, the new season of Naruto, or oh, they've just released more K-On! Over here. Why don't I buy that? Watch that. So, I just don't get that. And of course, here's another excuse that drives me up the wall, I'll put it, is that people say, oh, shows don't get licensed over here. Why should I, you know, stick to just buying stuff if a show isn't going to get licensed? Well, I'll tell you why they don't get licensed. Because they don't sell stuff. If, like, you know, all anime that got released over here in the UK region sold a minimum of 10,000 copies, do you honestly think that that it would be the same as now, that only these shows that get released over here would be the only ones accepted? No, they'd be willing to take risks on experimental stuff, on more shoujo anime. It just simple fact that it doesn't sell is the only reason why those shows don't get released over here. So that just boggled my mind. Forgive my dog, he's a bit upset right now. A little. I don't even know what to say to this. Like, I mean, I understand. I can say it's not like I don't understand why people pirate, except for that one. Oh, I have a right to view, all the anime that gets released. It's just, I do understand. There's a show out in Japan. It's not out here. And maybe it won't be out here. There is a degree of uncertainty to that. And you just want to see it. But that is no excuse for piracy. And in reality, there's no excuse to piracy at all. No comment, no moral or anything that can actually, justify piracy. So I just don't get it. And it does upset me. It makes me sad. It makes me think about all the shows that might get released over here if piracy wasn't so prevalent. That's actually another thing. I started these videos because I wanted, several, okay. YouTube people have to describe at some point why they start making YouTube videos, whether to connect with people, whether to make money. I had a simple reason to start making YouTube videos, and that is I wanted to make a difference. Some kind of difference. I wanted to help get the industry off its knees and start, releasing more inventive shows, more obscure shows, and I don't know how much of an influence I'm having. I appreciate every single subscriber I have, and I thank every single view and that I get. But it just feels sometimes like that I'm not making a difference, that the industry is still shrinking due to piracy. It's still, there's so many great shows over in Japan that aren't and America. Let's not forget the fact that there are shows over in America that don't get brought to UK simply because of I'm looking at you, Toradora. I want to see Toradora, but I can't because it hasn't been released over here. I don't even know if this video will make any difference. All I'm asking is, I'm not going to hate you, is how I'm going to say, if you pirate. It might surprise me, I might try to encourage you to buy stuff, but I'm not going to hate you and all that jazz. Some of my best friends pirate anime, but it does upset me, and it makes me wish that more people would buy anime over here so that I could see more stuff, that I could read more stuff. That basically, I guess, I don't like to say this, but my reasons for wanting to help the anime industry is pretty much from a selfish point of view. And I guess in a sense that makes me no better than a pirate. The way I look at it is that my selfishness helps people, whether they are the dubbers in America or the creators in Japan. They do help. It does help. And I'm just going to leave it at that. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and bye bye.